Now, this may not do any good, but it does get it off my chest. And I think we should teach basic life morality around the world to young kids. Tell all the kids, pound it into their heads. We're supposed to get this behavior from the family. Fine for some, but there are a ton of kids who either don't have a family or they have a lousy family that teaches them the wrong things. You won't learn basic morality on the street. We've got a wonderful education system that reaches most of the kids. Let's use it. There are bad guys and there are good guys. We want to help the good guys stuck in with the bad guys. They're trapped there. They are the victims of the bad guys. We can't simply mix the bad guys with the good guys. Now, defining the bad guys and the good guys, I'll do that in a minute, but the bad guys have a different set of values than the good guys, and they just don't mix. The good guys in general, they don't kill others, they don't steal, they don't lie, cheat, use bad language, they're not dirty, they don't have bad English, they're not bullies, and they're not jobless. They got a job. The bad guys, I'm not talking about the good guys stuck in with the bad, but the bad guys, and they're really bad, we've got a lot of them, they do kill, steal, lie, cheat, use bad language, are dirty, disruptive, they have bad English or no English, and they prey on others, and they don't have a job. I don't know how they get their money, but they don't have a job. No one wants the bad guys living next to them. Their value system is far too different from the good guys. I know we have a lot of bad guys to different degrees mixed in with the good. We just have to deal with that and try to identify them and help them. And none of this has anything to do with color. I'm talking about value system, what's inside these people. We need to raise more good guys from the young up and try to convert some of the bad guys. Conversion is kind of tough. It's a big task. We've shunned the bad guys since time began. We've moved away from them and pushed them into what we call slums. The slums got so big we gave them entire cities and moved away from them. We must do something about this. The answer is not to mix the good and bad guys and hope things will clear up. They won't. The do-gooders in the world want to simply get all mixed up together. That won't do any good. I will not live next to a murderer, a thief, a smelly animal that uses bad language, scares my kids and whatnot. Neither will you. I'll move away like all the good guys would. The only thing I can suggest is to use our massive educational system and start trying to teach the young kids, or at least expose them to what's acceptable and expected behavior to live in a civilized society. A lot of bad guys are below the age where the brain is fully developed. This happens around 25 years old. So if we can get to the young and try to change their behavior, change their value system, we might have a chance. We should teach at a very young age that human life is very important and must not be harmed. We should teach them that killing, stealing, lying, cheating is wrong, flat out wrong. We must stress that being nice to others is important and hating is dead wrong. If you are bigger than someone else, you should help them, not take advantage of them or hurt them or their feelings. Using foul language is wrong, flat out wrong. Being unclean is wrong. I'm sure you can add other good things we should teach these kids. That's what the educators are for. Dream up ways of teaching a good morality course. I don't see how anyone can be against what I've said. This teaching should not have any boundaries. This should be taught around the world. If we find a school anywhere teaching these young minds to hate, we must stop it. It is inhuman to teach young kids that hating and killing is a good thing. It's not by any standard. It would be worthwhile to teach the young kids to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Now, so I'm sure some of you recognize what I just said. That's the 12 Boy Scout laws. And I don't know why I remember them, but when I was 12 years old, they taught them to me when I was a scout, and I've never forgotten them. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. There's nothing wrong with them. And I don't see how anyone could say, oh, that's terrible, we can't teach that in school. We're getting the kids into the school buildings and spending a ton of money. Let's teach them something that could change the world. Get creative and make it happen. Wow, I just learned from a teacher friend of mine that it's against the law to teach morality in the schools. That's a shame. Maybe we've discovered the enemy.